Okay, this video is for my friend Dreamer, who asked me why I never changed my silver surfer screen. I've never changed it. I don't know if you can even see my face in this video, but it's about this anyway. So when I took it off of my hose, which as you can see is plenty dirty, but when I finish cleaning it, it's going to be discolored, but it'll be clean. So I've got the screen in here. Now I'm going to start the water running because I want this water to get hot. And what I'm going to do is, so that my skin doesn't get chapped or dry because the winter is coming, I'm going to put on some gloves. And then I'll start with the hardest part, which is the wand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this portion of my hand, right there, the base of my finger, for the big end. And I'm going to make that the seal on this wand. And then, since all the crud was deposited by sucking this way, I'm going to shake it in the other direction. Right now, the wand is filled with isopropyl alcohol. I'm shaking, and just a little bit of that muddy stuff gets down there on the ball of my hand, and I'm going to let it go. I just let it drip. I don't let go of this, so I can retain that iso. And I do it again and again. And you see it's kind of murky, the iso that comes through, because it's pushing the resins and all that stuff back in the direction from whence they came. Now let's see if this is getting, well, it's not getting warm, so I'm going to turn it up a little higher. So here we go. We're done. We're doing this together, Michelle. Here we go. Now, look at that. And I'll show you the screen. But first, I want to take hot water and run it through in both directions. And I'm going to put a dab of dish soap in there and fill it with the warm water, hot water. And then I'm going to shake that and do the same thing. I'm going to let the dish soap go through in that direction. Then I'm going to rinse her out. And it's ready to be dried. But I'm not going to dry it yet because I'm going to show you how I do the rest of the pieces. I do a similar thing to the mouthpiece. I put my finger on one end and I squeeze the iso in. I shake, holding both ends, and then I let it run out while I wipe a little iso around. I run hot water through it, and then to give it a crystal clear finish without spots inside, a drop of dish soap. Shake it up, rub it around, and rinse it out real good. Okay, crystal clear. Now, this hose is 2.5 years old. I don't mean I've used this for 2.5 years, and I've cleaned it probably 20 or 30 times. And I'll show you how I clean my hose. And when you're done, there'll be no smell of iso. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to pour iso in it so that I have a nice amount. So there you see how much iso I have. It's about, looks like about 6 to 8 inches of iso in there. And I'm going to shake it in each direction. finger on both sides. I'm going to go back and forth. And then a couple times I'm going to actually shake. And then I'm going to let some golden liquid pour down the drain. I'm going to lift it up so you can see. I don't know if you can see that, but it was not white. It was not clear. And now I'm going to put a drop of dish soap in the tube to cleanse it. And we're going to run that through, shake it in both directions. Let it out, and then run hot water through. Just let it run right through the hose. Now with this, what I like to do is I like to step outside and spin the hose around and around, but I don't know if I can really do that here without, so I'm going to step away from the camera for 1 second. And what I just did was I spun it around and around like that, just to get the main moisture out. Now, we're going to finish up with a vacuum cleaner. That is the head of my Shark stick vac. This is the handle, but I'm laying it on its side right now so I can use its vacuum. That way first. And now we have a piece of tubing that is stained but smells clean. It has a neutral smell. We have a wand with a perfectly clean screen. I'm hoping you can see that. I'm going to step behind the camera for a second so I can show you just how clean that screen is. It's just like brand new. And then of course the mouthpiece, and it's all ready to be put right back together. So I'm popping that back in and that back in, and thank you for joining me.